We're back to school, and that means one thing: goodbye, summer. You know, this summer has been one of the best ones I've ever had in a while. In the past few years, from say 2018 to 2023, my summers have been great to some sense, but it was always something within me that I couldn't quite understand. I was too lazy to work on something, I was too lazy to connect, and I felt like I was stuck on my phone or at home, and I really couldn't understand why. But this summer was different. This summer was something else. This was a summer of growth, a season of change for me. And that also meant that I was accomplishing things that I would have never accomplished before for my previous summers. Amazing people, amazing things, great experiences, it's everything. And when I say summer, I do mean April to July. But as of today, it's August 3 and I just got back to school. Everything has been smooth, everything has been amazing. I went to an event for my brother who was in a competition, cooking competition in fact. And I'm planning to make a video on it soon. Just not here in this channel because we're gonna protect the anonymity of this channel. But aside from that, the point is that my summer was the best one yet. And I'm confident to say that this summer I've had is one of the best ones someone has ever had in their life. I've learned a lot, I've experienced a lot, and it would be sad to say that summer has ended, but here's the thing: school is right around the corner. In fact, for others, and for me included, it just started. And so let's go back to school. Let's go back to the mindset and the reason why we are in school. For me as a person, I've always been hesitant to say that school is my identity. I've always been told that I'm a smart guy, or I'm the genius kid, the prodigy, or I'm the guy who carries the class. And yeah, sure, it's fun, it's amazing in the moment, but when I come to think about it, would I want to be known as that until I grow up? Hey, he's that smart guy. Hey, he's that nerd. Hey, he's the guy who perfected all his grades, which I did not, by the way, because as much as I'm a smart guy doesn't mean that I am the achiever in some sense, because I am an achiever. It's just that I don't really aim for the highest of the highs. It's just whatever needs to be done to get the medal, but never to the extent where I become the number one, the valedictorian, the magna cum laude, if you're familiar with the term. But yeah, that's me. And for the past few years, recent years, I've become more outgoing with people. I've understood that to be successful in school, you also have to socialize with people. You also have to communicate with them. You have to form friendships and build connections. Because if you don't, you're going to be stuck as someone who hasn't grown over the course of a year. An example of this is when I ran for president twice in a row. And that was for 9th grade and 10th grade. And I both won. For 9th, I ran as president, and for 10th, I ran as vice. Not that I wouldn't want to run for president in 10th grade, but I felt that I wanted to take a back seat and focus more on being the person everyone will come up and reach out to, because being a president can be harder for some. Grade 11, not much in the first few months, but then I began to know people more, understand that they are amazing people, amazing students, and my teachers, my mentors, they were also unique individuals who possess characteristics that are unique from the typical, from the norm. They are artists in their own right, and I wanted to be like them. Not in the sense of envy, not in the pretext of jealousy, but in the sense of growth, improvement, and the desire to be better. And so I did. I wrote a book for my project in school. The book is called Long Season, and it will be in the link in the description. But yeah, Long Season. I wrote a book, and my other classmates also did their own project as well. Some did songs, some did other books, some did games actually. Some did games. Some people also cook for their project and different things. But what did I pick up from all of that? It's that school isn't meant to be this pressure cooker test. It's not something meant to dissuade you from following your dreams, your creative dreams. Because why would you go to school in the first place if it's going to push you down? I've always heard that school is this institutional prison for kids to train them to be a part of the rat race. It's somehow the boot camp for future suck-ups and employees and people who will be at the bottom of the barrel serving the ones at the upper class. And on the other hand, there are also the millionaires, the billionaires who dropped out of school and therefore became successful. And we always tend to associate success with dropping out and forming an own business. But if you think about it, it wasn't needed at all. What you simply needed was to take a good school, to study well in it, and to be able to get what you need out of it and form your future. Because school may not be important for everybody in their heads, in their minds, but for me it is. And that's why I'll continue going to school. I'll continue to do my best and participate in everything. Not because of FOMO, not because of missing out, but because I want to experience what I can in the short time that I have left with my friends. I am in 12th grade, and after this, it's goodbye to all of them. So whatever you can execute, in the good times, in the bad times, remember, make the most out of this year. With all that said, thank you for watching.